I love the way how the Bible tells us to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. So most people love themselves, but we love our neighbors. In the sense, it's saying, your neighbor is as important as you. It's helping us not to be selfish. It's helping us to look out. Our neighbor may be Muslim. Our neighbor may be someone who categorically disagrees with us on our faith and even our life and so on. So we are called to love our neighbor. That means pastorally reaching out. If someone is in need, as a Christian, you just immediately have compassion on someone. So for example, I've worked with refugees for many, many years. I worked in a church plant working with Kurdish refugees I won't say from what country, but Kurdish refugees. And as we were working with Kurdish refugees, we saw so many needs from great trauma that they had gone through, to those who had to try sneak into the country because sometimes that's the only route a refugee can take, to those that had landed in the country, couldn't get a job, to those, I remember one woman would come and sit in our church just quietly. She had been raped in her homeland and she wasn't able to even share with her husband because of the shame of it. And she was able to confide in us, and she was a Muslim woman. And we were able to work with her, pray with her, and introduce her to the healing of the Lord. So how we are called to have kindness and goodness, compassion, and to love our Muslim neighbor. We are called to care for everyone around us. That does not mean we sign up to what they believe. It does not mean we accommodate what our Muslim friends believe, not at all. But it does mean that we respond with gentleness, and friendships are born out of that. True care and concern births friendship. And it doesn't matter whether it's friendship with a Christian or friendship with a Muslim or someone else. True friendship is born out of genuine care. So we're called to be Christians among anyone around us. And from that, friendship is born. There's no trick. There's no clever methodology. There's none of that. I don't even like that word. It's just being Christ, being Christ-like, being a loving neighbor. And from that, friendships are born.